Good morning, everybody. And by everybody, I mean Chris, Moji, Frank, and Genji. Glad to have you guys in here right now. We got Chris first in the chat, Moji second in the chat, Chris, Frank, Genji, Frank, Alien Head. All of you guys, so glad to have you in here right now. Let's check the market out, see what's going on so far today. We have got AMC in the top left-hand side of the screen sitting up a surprising 1.98% today. GameStop is down 2.75%, $25.87. Shiba Inu Coin down about 2% on the day today, sitting at 12.43 points per coin, while Bitcoin is trying to bounce back. Bitcoin sitting at $94,657, the only crypto in the green on the screen. You've got the NASDAQ down about 0.5% today, but it's trying to bounce back from 17,592 to 17,765. AMC up, GameStop down, Solana down, Dogecoin down, SHIB down, ETH down, Bitcoin up, surprisingly. SPY sitting down 0.35% today, QQQ sitting at 43, Mullen Auto 28 cents. We knew it was going to hit 20 cents, guys, and here we are. Sundial sitting at $1.31, Netflix 11.42, Tesla 2.73, Amazon 1.87, Apple sitting at 1.99, and Soxel 12.76, bouncing off 12.12 lows this morning. Already back up to 12.76. That's a pretty decent move. Keep your eyes on that one, but we are going to watch Bitcoin. Man, doesn't it just look very similar? Look at this chart. This is crazy to me, right? You got little tiny dip, breaking out. Here's Bitcoin, completely unrelated to Soxel. Little tiny dip, and now it's breaking out. Like, what are we doing here? That everything acts in tandem. Dude, these people, look at this. Like, what is going on, man? Everything is being bought by the same entities. The prices are controlled. Which way do you think they're going to eventually go? The answer is up. Okay? The answer is up. The prices are controlled, and they will go up. Even if they just needed to borrow against their newfound wealth, these prices are going to go up long term. So you might as well buy in, guys. The game is rigged. The game is rigged long term to the upside. And here we are, right along for the ride. But people, retail investors, unfortunately get feared out of the market. Do not let that happen to you. I do want to say this. One coin that I bought yesterday, I bought a couple coins yesterday. Some of the other ones aren't doing so well. But your mom is actually doing very well. Is that here? Do I have that up? Let me see. Weeble. No. Yeah. Your mom is actually doing pretty well. I got it at a $2 million market cap, sitting at a $7.4 million market cap today. So if you guys want to check this one out, not currently trending on Dex Tools, but your mom is up today and hopefully continues to the upside, sitting at a $7.5 million market cap right now. Bought in yesterday at a $2 million market cap. 5-minute chart. Is it this one? Yeah, I probably bought it right here. I probably bought it on maybe this candle because I started to do pretty well, and then I'm like, you gotta be stinking kidding me. Came down and then has hit higher highs and higher lows ever since. So your mom looking pretty good right now, and your mom looking pretty good right now. Yep. Hopefully continues to the upside, continues to grow there. Only a tiny little $349,000 in the liquidity pool, but growing nonetheless. So if you want to check that out, go ahead, check that out. Looks to be pretty good at the moment, and I do hope that it continues to do very well. Good morning, bros. On my way to New York City. Excited about Block Dag's launch. Heck yeah. Alien Head, I forget when you said it was launching, though. Is it launching soon? Wagyu Cash announced that they are launching on Saturday. Okay, so if anybody is interested in joining their Telegram, following their X account, you got links in all my videos. Not all my videos, but some of my videos for it. But Wagyu Cash is going to be a fair launch on Solana on Saturday. I will be buying into that. I do hope that it has a nice gain. Hopefully something very similar to this. And Yeah, man. Imagine getting into your mom, like 4 zeros and a 1, and you're sitting at 2 zeros and a 7. I'm hoping that that's what we got for Wagyu Cash, man. That'll be nice. I'm watching it. I'm watching it hard because I think that meme coins are doing very well, and they're going to bounce even higher. So keep your eyes out on it. We want gains. We want gains. Yes, we do. And we're going to get gains, Gen G. We're going to get gains. Reading through some articles this morning. I've already done a couple Shiba Inu Coin videos for the day. Plenty more videos to do today. But we are still sitting, right now, at a level of perfect neutrality. This has turned back into a level of 50 fear, but of course 50 is straight up and down. You can't get any more neutral than 50. Coin market cap does show it at a perfect 50 neutral. So right now, coming off of the extreme fear, the 50, the indecision of this neutral sentiment is causing people to be afraid. And I know that when they are no longer afraid, we are going to see crazy gains, dude. And if I could 5x my money in some of these meme coins, it is going to be phenomenal. Because I got a lot of money in some meme coins. So I'm really hoping for some bull market activity to take us to the next level. My mom is looking good right now. Oh, your mom, not my mom, Giovanni. Your mom is looking good right now. Your mom is looking real good right now. Your mom is looking like $1 million. Matter of fact, she's looking like $7.5 million. Yeah, 7.2. Nope, 7.2. Mom's losing value. Oh, 7.4. She's gaining value again. Your mom is looking good right now, man. Disappointed by the price action on Bonk overnight. Fortunately, we might be getting the bounce I was expecting from Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is actually looking okay right now. Bitcoin was a little disappointing throughout the night. And you know what? It might just be meme coins because overnight price action in meme coins, generally disappointing, right? Bonk, I haven't looked at it, but Bonk down, assuming by your response there. But I know for a fact SHIB is down. Trump is down to like 1060. Mother is down to 0.94, I believe, 0.94 cents. And don't forget, just last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever it was at 2 cents. Now it's at 0.9 cents. So we've seen a rather dramatic decline in meme coins over the last 7 days. And it all stems from the fact that they were rising while Bitcoin was rising. Bitcoin found resistance at that 95,000 level, essentially got rejected at it, and is sitting stagnant at 93, 94,000 right now, trying to bounce back up above. If it does, I feel the confidence will return. People are, I don't know the right word. I'm trying to portray how emotional people are right now. Any little move is like dictating massive swings. So you can see meme coins go up, 100% overnight, and then they fall 50%. It's wild how emotional people are right now. What will we be doing? When is the launch? Alien Head, 13th. Hopefully selling and then buying back in if it dips back down, because we're sitting on nice gains. So May 10th is the launch for Wagyu. Buying that. May 12th, I want to see what official Trump does, because that's the last day to register. With the people that are registered right now, I mean, I'm not discussing numbers, and I guess I'm kind of giving it away with a minimum amount that I have. But with the people that are registered right now, I could go to dinner with Trump rather easily. So I'm hoping that people go out there and register their wallets or buy in to go to dinner with Trump on the 22nd. So I actually have a decision to make on that too, whether or not I want to register and go. So May 12th, I'll be looking at that. And apparently May 13th, I'm going to be looking at the BlockDAG launch. Now, my current plan is I would like to sell BlockDAG and then potentially buy back in if it dips. Because there are such huge bonuses, because there's going to be such gains on launch day, I do expect a lot of volatility. It's guaranteed gains, right? And then I feel like the price will figure out where it wants to be. So that's kind of my plan right at the moment, but obviously, you got to watch it. I'm not just going to go out there and sell if the prices aren't falling a little bit or something. So we'll be watching that, see what happens with it. But those are the three sort of, I guess, tokens to watch on the horizon right now. Tomorrow is going to be a pretty big day. We've got an interest rate decision. Apparently 90% of analysts believe that there's going to be no rate change. All right. So that's probably priced into the market already. But in the event that we do get a rate cut, it is going to be very good news because it's going to be moving us more towards risk on assets if we get a rate cut. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that tomorrow as well. Hopefully we get some nice strong movement to the upside. Getting into my... What? Yeah, Giovanni, you heard right, man. I got into your mom yesterday at about a $2 million market cap. I don't know what time that would have been. 5:40? 5 o'clock yesterday? Sometime around this area. Right? It was on this dip right here. I don't think that it was on... I mean, technically, it could have been on this one, too. I don't really know what time it was. We need to stop talking about whoever's mom. Just sounds fun. Yes, it does, man. Yes, it does. Let's see. It's going to be airdropped, so not sure about the time. So I'll be checking my wallet early in the morning and throughout the day. I'm actually going to take my principal and leave the rest alone. Very nice, Alien Head. Good plan, man. Hello, all my bros. I'm here, but washing dishes. Jason, glad to have you in here. And trust me, washing dishes might not be that fun, but eating off dirty dishes is just not good, dude. So the alternative is you're making the right choice. Nobody wants to live the alternative. Nobody wants to eat off dirty dishes. Could you imagine if you never wash dishes? Like, I get it, you could do paper plates or something and recycle. Nah, you can't recycle paper plates that have been eaten off of. You could just throw them away if you wanted to. But could you imagine, like, eating off of a plate that's never been washed before? All the dried and crusted food would be disgusting. So you made the right choice, Jason. Not sure if we're getting a rate cut. About a 10% chance, right? Probably not going to get a rate cut, but in the chance that we do, should be good. Hey, what do you mean you can go to dinner with Trump? Driving to lunch right now. Chris, Trump official, the meme coin that he launched back in January, they announced, I don't know, maybe it was 2 weeks ago now. I forget when they announced it. By May 12th, the top 220 holders get to have dinner at some country club, I think, in D.C. near the White House. Top 220 registered holders get to have dinner with, I mean, not with Trump. Like, he's going to be there, right? You don't get to sit at the table with him. There's 220 people there. So top 220 people get to have dinner. The top 25 people get a private tour of the White House. Now, I believe the top 25th guy has like $1 million worth of Trump. I don't have $1 million worth of Trump. Okay, I know I don't discuss numbers, but I don't have $1 million worth of Trump. So, I can't get a private tour of the White House. And if all of I'm not the 220th holder overall. So if everybody does register, or if more people buy in, no, I can't go to dinner. But top 220 registered wallets right now. I have not yet registered mine, trying to decide if I want to or not. But top 220 get to go to that dinner. Right, once in a lifetime opportunity is being an exclusive holder of Trump, all of that. So something I got to decide by the 12th. If it's still a possibility, right? These guys might come in and blow me out of the water, which would be good, because if they did that, the price of Trump would rise dramatically, and I would rather make the money than necessarily go to the dinner. But it's not rising, dude, and I can't go. It's just a decision I have to make as to whether or not I want to drive to DC on May 22nd and have dinner at some country club. Dude, just drove by a payphone, converted into a mailbox. That's got to be a pretty big mailbox, man. Why is there so much hype on XRP or just crypto in general lately? What is about to happen? Giovanni, I don't know what is about to happen. If I did, we would all be filthy rich. But my sort of speculation on all of the recent hype is just the fact that we are going to make America the crypto hub of the world. And if we can follow through with that, crypto prices should rise dramatically. Man, Mr. T putting tariffs on international movies. Guess there goes AMC. Oh, wait. It already went. Dude, Adam Aaron in AMC is the second biggest clown show in the entire stock market. First of which is Molinado. I cannot believe Molinado. I truly can't believe. Molinado, you know, $300 trillion or whatever it was, $30 trillion down to 20 cents in the last 10 years is crazy. But maybe a movie buff, if there's any, out of the 16 people out there, if there's movie buffs besides Chris, you're driving, you don't have to play into that. But how many international movies are actually like shown at theaters? You know what I mean? I feel like everything is U.S. produced. Are there any international movies that make it to theaters? Or am I kind of just biased because I don't know too much about movies? But I feel like everything is American made. Okay, bros, off to New York City. Be well, stay positive, ignore the noise, listen to the signals. Quick, be well, my friend. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Absolutely, Alien Head. You as well, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you're traveling, enjoy that. And hopefully everything is nice and smooth. What if you're holding Trump token on an exchange, but not in a wallet? You still go? No. You have to register the wallet. So, as far as I know, right, it is the 220 registered wallets. I don't think, because you essentially don't, I mean, you do have an individual wallet, but I'm pretty sure you have to hold it on the blockchain. Because the way that the website works, you go in there and you type in your wallet address, and then it looks at SolScan. So it knows how much you have based on SolScan. If you hold your Trump on Coinbase, it doesn't know. SolScan does not know that you have it because you are holding it on the exchange. So as far as I know, it is the top 220 holders on the blockchain. I may be wrong on that. I didn't look into all of the fine print or anything, but I did look at all of the registered, not all of them, but I looked at the top 250 registered holders. And all of it is based on SolScan and what's being held on the blockchain. So technically, I don't know the answer, but I think that it has to be held on the blockchain. I think I made freedom. Been buying 3 years of meme coins. Now I got like 80 billion SHIB, Pepe, Elon, Floki. Relaxing sounds, man. And if we get another bounce, you may be there, dude. I absolutely hope that you are. Alien Head, be well. Absolutely. The last solid international movie was Parasite in 2022. I don't even know what Parasite is, man. But was Parasite in theaters? See, when you put it that way, like the last international movie we had that was really doing anything was in 2022, 3 years ago. And I don't even know what it is. I wouldn't be terribly concerned about 100% tariffs on international films when international films apparently aren't that popular. Let's see. We lead the world in movies. That's why their movies are rare. Unless they blow up like Squid Games or something. Yeah, okay, Squid Games. I did watch Squid Games. Squid Games that was pretty good. That was pretty good. But that's what I thought. I thought we were by far leading. And probably pretty rare to see an international film. I think it's crazy for not investing in Tesla right now. Not only cars, but now houses that can be off the grid, robotics for amputees, self-driving cars. It's insane. I've been buying. Yeah, Giovanni, man. I think you're right on. Okay, I don't know how far these people are willing to drive the price of Tesla down. I think that everything is politically motivated. Right? And the decline in Tesla is politically motivated. I don't know how far they'll drive it down. We may have bottomed out with it. But, yeah, I agree, man. Tesla, Elon Musk is a powerhouse. Tesla's a powerhouse. And you should see some very nice gains in Tesla as soon as sort of the political hatred wears off a little bit. I would imagine Tesla goes up in value rather nicely. Dogelon Mars, ticker Elon. For-profit store. I don't own any Dogelon Mars, but that is a token that has been out for quite some time. We can take a look here and see where it's at today, because I have zero clue. Taking a little 5% hit on the day today, and interestingly enough, essentially back down to its 2021 lows. And very quickly, when SHIB ripped up in 2021, Dogelon went from 7 zeros and a 5. It's basically twice that price right now. To 5 zeros and an 18. 10x gains from the current level to get back up to the all-time highs. So, almost 20x gains. It's 6 zeros and a 1-1 right now. So, yeah, you're looking at almost 20x gains to get back up to those all-time highs. And you could see some nice little blips up like we saw back in January when meme coins were running. And then what is this? Yeah, March of 2024 when meme coins were running. Dogelon did very well to essentially 3x gain from the current levels that we're at. So Dogelon got a lot of potential there, man. And hopefully, if you guys got some, I don't have any Dogelon. Hopefully it follows through with that and makes some nice moves. Gork is another one that has been trending quite a bit over the last couple of days on Dex Tools. Been getting listed on places like the KSX Exchange and sitting at 3.3 cents right now. Down heavy, but man, I'm telling you, meme coins are volatile, right? This was 2 million yesterday. It was 10 million this morning, back down to 6 million right now. Meme coins are very volatile, guys. But, I mean, when you can go 2 million to 10 million, it's a 5x gain overnight. Let's make some money. Let's see. I feel like that could affect our movies since we shoot a lot overseas. Yeah, I really don't know the fine print on those tariffs, but I think it's just like... And I don't know the details, right? But I'm under the assumption that it's internationally produced, not just internationally shot movies. Like if it's an American company that's going overseas to shoot somewhere on location, as far as I know, that's not going to be tariffed. But I do not know the fine print on it, man. I wouldn't be surprised if those mini Tesla houses will be used to solve the homeless pandemic. Government contract? Maybe. I have no idea. I don't know if you solve the homeless I really, and this might be like hard stance, but I don't know if you solve the homelessness problem by giving people a home. I really don't think that solves the homelessness. It's kind of the old adage, you know, you can give a man a fish and he's going to eat. You can teach a man to fish and now he's got dinner for the rest of his life. So I don't know if a government contract, I mean, dude, it's no different than like Section 8 housing, right? I wouldn't have too much faith in Section 8 housing fixing the homelessness problem. It's just government reliance. I had Dogelon, but sold it. I've never owned Dogelon Mars. I've never owned a single Dogelon Mars on the blockchain or on an exchange. Never been one that I bought. Dogelon Mars will delete 3 zeros. Oh, wee! Dude, deleting 3 zeros is near 1,000x gain, isn't it? You 1,000x gain on Dogelon Mars, man. You're doing pretty stinking good. Honestly, movies ain't been around that long, 100 years, but Toy Story, 95's first 3D animation, and Star Wars led to a lot of CGI special effects. Was Toy Story the first 3D animation? Dude, I remember watching Toy Story. I watched Toy Story a lot. I didn't realize, dude, if that was the first one, they did a really good job on that. They did a really good job if that's the first one. If the dollar becomes weaker, let's move to crypto. I would like to move to crypto because I have a lot of crypto, and I would really, really like that. They burn like coal, I hear. Anybody got an honorary... Actually, no, because the liquidity pool is unlocked right now, isn't it? I was going to say, Moji, man, if you want, I'll give you my honorarium, and you could just take it over. You could do like a community takeover, and, you know, then we can go back in and buy it up and, you know, make the price go up. But I'm pretty sure the liquidity pool was only locked for a year, which means the liquidity pool is unlocked now. And if we did do a community takeover, could you imagine? Could you imagine doing a community takeover on honorarium? We gave Moji all the tokens that we had, and obviously the rest is in the liquidity pool. So like, it's 100% Moji owned at that point. And all of a sudden, we get it to a like $3 million market cap, soaring, you know, 10,000x in value from where it's at right now. And then the liquidity pool gets rugged because it was unlocked. Dude, that would be wild, wouldn't it? That would be about as dumb as could possibly be. Still waiting on my Doge 5,000 rebate. Yeah, I don't know how long we should wait on that, but dead serious. If we did see a $5,000 Doge rebate, why would everybody get 5,000? How is that a tax essentially refund or tax rebate? Dude, I know that I paid more in taxes than some of you, and I know that some of you paid more in taxes than I did. If it's a tax refund, why the heck would we be getting the same amount back? That's the only thing I got against the Doge rebate. You can't call it any sort of like a tax rebate or a Doge rebate or refund or anything like that if we're all getting the same amount back, because we did not pay the same amount in. Let's see. But Clay, this houses cost around $7,000, which is much cheaper than the billions of dollars that were given to California alone. Government buys property, puts 50 to 60 units, still way cheaper. I can't necessarily disagree with the cost aspect of it. Me personally though, I do not, dude. I think that I'm trying to find a nice way to say this, man. I don't think it's going to be a very good idea, right? I don't think that you can take a bunch of, dude. You know, it's Skid Row for a reason, right? If you put a bunch of homeless people in a housing complex. And I'm not like I'm trying to find a very nice way to say it. It's still gonna be a bunch of homeless people in a housing complex. It's just, there's got to be more to it. There's got to be some sort of there's got to be some sort of a way for Giovanni not to trick me into saying something that I probably shouldn't be saying. But you take a bunch of homeless people and you give them a Tesla house. They've got a roof over their head, but probably won't be a house there for very long. Trying to sell my cat. eBay won't accept it, but I think it has a good liver. Panda, why are you trying to sell your cat, man? Oh, gosh. I would trust Moji for it. Better than Stank, bro. Yeah, me too, man. But if Dark Bro still has the keys to the liquidity pool, it probably would get rugged again. I have 1 billion Dogelan Mars staked on Cryptonomy. I'm going to keep rolling it over until they have 1 trillion. Jeffrey, I like it, man. I like it. I actually don't know what the price of Dogelan is. I didn't even really... Oh, no. 6 zeros. And a 1. Yeah, that's not bad, dude. It's not bad. You get a decent amount because that's just 100 times lower than Bitcoin, so... Or than Shiba Inu Coin, so you got a good amount of... Yeah. You'd have a good amount with Dogelan. Jeffrey did the same thing with my Bob coin, just left in Cryptonomy and allowing it to stake. Very good. I wasn't my cat to begin with. I didn't want my cat to begin with, but he chose me, and I kept feeding it, so we were friends until I can make money from it. Does he come inside your house? Panda, if he comes inside your house, he's definitely your cat, man. If he stays outside, you're just feeding him. I got a lot of animals that I feed, man. I got a lot of chipmunks. I got some raccoons, birds, possum, and of course I got my 2 cats. But my 2 cats are inside, probably sleeping and enjoying their life right now. The rest of the animals are probably outside, acting like they don't know where they're going to get their next meal, when in fact their next meal is going to come from my back patio step. So they know where their next meal is coming from. The wild animals around here, yeah, they're tricking you, man, if they tell you they don't know where they're going to get their next meal. They act like they got to survive. Nah, they're going to roll up on the back patio all afternoon long. You can get as many seeds and cat food and everything that they want. Yes, he comes in, but I think he would rather be outside. Panda, he might be, man. He might rather be outside. Morning, bro. Adrian, good morning to you. If you're gonna hate taking care of the Section 8 properties, streets always covered in trash. I don't think it would be too much different, man. If it was a beautiful Tesla house and it was given to a homeless, I really don't think it would be too much different. But I don't know the answer to that, right? I don't know how to, I guess, create a sense of responsibility in somebody. I don't know if that's like something you're born with, if that's environmental, if that is learned. I don't know how to create a sense of responsibility and respect in somebody. If you could inspire responsibility and you could inspire self-respect and eventually that leads to respect for others, dude, you'd change the game of the entire planet, man. But like I say, I don't know how that happens. Isn't that what psychologists should be studying? Psychiatry and psychology, man, shouldn't be about, well, let's just diagnose this mental illness. Dude, if we focused instead on diagnosing the negative, but instead of doing that, we focused on how we can instill positive values in people, imagine how much different things would be. Imagine how much different it would be. I have not. Look amazing. Hurricane proof, etc. Yeah, Giovanni, I've not seen one. I've seen some early concepts or something on X a while ago, but I don't think I've ever seen one actually built or actually up. I imagine it would be very nice. I have an armadillo. Oh my gosh, I have an armadillo invasion. I need to find them a new home. Gen G. Now I can't recall. Are there armadillos in Florida? I may have seen an armadillo once. Just driving by. But I don't know if... I know for a fact I've never seen an armadillo up close. I think that would be cool. Are they raccoons? You know what I mean? Are they just would it be the equivalent of me having a raccoon in my backyard at night? or are armadillos like kind of rare? 2 cats behind the yeah, Moji, man. I've had another. My sister found another cat, brought another cat over here. She was working somewhere last year, and you didn't know. I think it was like June of last year. I've had the other one almost a year and a half. Can someone make a new honorarium liquidity pool separate and inaccessible? I want to say yes. Old Rounder. I want to say yes, man. Because if you're looking at... I've never thought about that before. But if you're looking at your mom, for example, its liquidity pool is, this one at least, is on Pump Swap. Okay? Theoretically, yes, you could open up a liquidity pool on Radium or Whale. I don't know what the whale one is, the one with the whale symbol, Orca or something like that. Like there are plenty. Jupiter is another one. There are plenty of liquidity pools that you can open up and decentralized exchanges that you can open up on Solana. Honorarium is a BNB coin. The only exchange that comes to my mind right now on BNB is PancakeSwap. So I don't know if that's the only liquidity pool or liquidity provider on BNB or not. I imagine there's no way that it's the only one. So, yes, I would assume that you could go out there. But the problem is, man, the price is determined by the ratio of BNB to honorarium in the liquidity pool, right? So, if you were to go out there and try and buy all of the supply through that, and see, now I'm thinking you can't do it. You could move it over, but it wouldn't make sense. So what you would end up doing is, you'd go out and you'd buy 50% of the honorarium. You'd shoot the price up, 10,000% or whatever it ends up being, and then you'd go buy more and more and more. And now all of a sudden, honorarium's trading at $1 a coin, and because you got like 3% left in the liquidity pool. And you move it over to, like, you move all of that honorarium over to another liquidity pool. You have to fund that other liquidity pool then with BNB. Where are you going to get that BNB? So it would be very expensive to move it over. And then what would still end up happening is the PancakeSwap liquidity pool would be rugged of all the BNB in it. So you go out there and you buy, $100,000 worth of honorarium with BNB. There's $100,000 worth of BNB in the PancakeSwap liquidity pool. Essentially, you would have to put $100,000 worth in a new liquidity pool, and then the $100,000 that's in PancakeSwap would just get rugged. So, yeah, you could, dude, but you would never want to do that. It would cost way too much. You'd be better off just making a new honorarium. So yeah, you can move it over, but you can't move the BNB over. You can move the honorarium over, but you can never move the BNB over. And then that BNB would just get rugged. So, no. Can't do it. I mean, can, but you should never do that. They have them on YouTube. Yeah, I'll have to check them out, Giovanni, because I haven't seen one in a very long time. Make like an HOA, keep it clean, still have the drug problems as always. Being a cop here in LA, I've seen Skid Row. It's nasty. Yeah, I imagine, man. I've never seen it in person, and I struggle too with understanding that, right? I struggle with I guess with trying to differentiate between a person who is bound by drugs or actual, whether the mental illness is caused by drugs or something else. I struggle to kind of differentiate that from the person. You know what I mean? So like I look at a thing like Skid Row, and it might be because I've never seen it in person or something, but I do struggle with trying to differentiate the fact that that person is bound by addiction or illness or something, and that person just doesn't want to get it together. You know what I mean? So I may seem a little remorseless, and it is because I'm not remorseful, right? I don't have any necessarily sympathy for him, so that might be bad. But I guess if I could empathize with that or sympathize with that a little bit more, I'd be a little bit more understanding. But that's just something that I'm not able to do at the moment, and it might be because it's something I've never personally experienced or personally seen. So it might be different for you, Giovanni, right? If you've been there, if you've seen it, if you can kind of say, yeah, dude, this is. Because, dude, when you watch videos, man, and you see these zombies just walking around town, bent over and, sleeping on the street, and all they want to do is stick a needle in their arm and stuff, it's like, dude, what is wrong, right? What is wrong? These aren't people. What is wrong with these people? So, for me, it's hard to differentiate between, the person being unwilling and a person being bound by, essentially addiction and sin and all that. So it's tough for me, man, and I don't know, might not be the right person to kind of look for a solution with that, which is why I think that these people should come up with a pretty good plan on how to inspire responsibility and self-respect and all of that, and I think that would be a better solution. They're gross looking everywhere in Texas, especially under my house and digging holes all throughout the yard. They carry leprosy. Holy crap. Genji, don't tell me they carry leprosy, because if I see an armadillo, I'm going to want to pet it. Okay? But you say they're gross looking. Like, people say that mice are gross looking, and, people just don't like animals. It might be really nice looking, Genji. And how do you know that if it's got leprosy or not? Right? They say raccoons carry rabies, but not all of them. Am I going to get leprosy if I pet a raccoon? Or if I pet an armadillo? And an armadillo's nice. Like, possums are apparently very nice. Possum would rather play dead than get in a fight. Does an armadillo just, roll up into a ball? Or does an armadillo want to fight you? Armadillo tastes like chicken. Really? Never. Can you keep an armadillo as a pet? Just curious. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people keep anything as pets, right? You're not allowed, but people do it. Frog legs are good like chicken. I'm going to try an armadillo if the price is right. No, frog legs are good, man. Chinese buffet used to have frog legs all the time. Those are good. Armadillos have moved into South Carolina. So I probably have seen one before then. Maybe on the side of the road. Clay, I think a lot of the problem is people have so much purpose in work, which I get, but I don't want people to work until they're 65. I want them to enjoy their last half of their life. Yeah, Chris, it is a very interesting. That is a very interesting concept, right? You want purpose in what you do with your life, but at the same time, man, you also you need to have some sort of responsibility. Especially if you're providing for others, right? But even if you're just providing for yourself, there comes a time, man, where you got to do just what you have to do. And then you may have to work a little harder, okay? So if your purpose in life is not landscaping, I'm just using you as an example. If your purpose in life is not landscaping, some people, dude, they actually love it, right? And it may be different, to think about it. So some people, they're like, oh man, how beautiful would this house be? How beautiful would this scenery be if we could do this over here and this over here and all of that. And I know that's not the position that you're in right now, but you could eventually, like, you're understanding every aspect that goes into it. So if that was your purpose, you have such an understanding of what goes into being a groundskeeper and all of that you'd be far ahead of the game. But some people love landscaping, right? That is their purpose. They want to make sure that the grounds are as beautiful as possible. But using you as an example, dude, you understand you got to do what you got to do to get your bills paid. And if landscaping is not your purpose, now all of a sudden you have to keep doing it because you are responsible. You've got to pay your bills. You've got to do all that. You've got to take care of yourself. But now, on top of, essentially working, you have to find your purpose and then build that up as to where that can sustain you. So it is tough, man. But I guess some people would rather go to the dispensary, right, and have the devil's lettuce before they find their purpose instead of creating a responsible workforce and workload and being able to take care of himself. So instead of making work what gives us purpose, we first need to work towards not working. Then people would have time to mentally get better, to make better choices. That time, dude, is the hardest part, right? And that's the part that I was talking about, digging yourself out of that hole, right? Now, all of a sudden, if you're going to find your purpose, you got to do it after your 8-hour day. You got to do it after you sleep 8 hours. You got to do it after you work your 8 to 10 hour shift and unwind a little bit and, finally have time where you're rested up to think, to push, to drive. And it gets tough, man. That's why a lot of people call it, you're stuck in the matrix, because you are, right? You're stuck in that cycle of trying to provide, yet you don't feel like you have time, motivation, effort, and all of that to really break free and find your purpose, man. It's hard. That's why very few people in my mind do it. The Skinners of the Row have all the drugs. That they do, man. That they do. Clay, I'm like you. I really have no empathy for folks that are in predicaments of Skid Row and drug addiction. I mean, if you don't do it... Gary. And I feel like that may change, man. I feel like that may change if I actually... And it may not, right? I have no idea. But I feel like I might be that way, man, because I've never really ever had to deal with anybody or known anybody that, had a drug addiction or was like that. So I say that now, and I know it sounds hard, but it is the way that it is. And I don't know if that would change if I, met these people or started to care about these people or had some sort of a personal relationship with these people. It probably would change, and I would feel a little bit more inspired to help, but it's tough for me to differentiate that just by thinking about it. You know what I mean? Devil's lettuce, that's what we call it in my office. No, Chris told me that one time, and I had no idea what he was talking about. And then he was like making fun of me for not knowing what it was, but now I do. Lots of women have been prostitutes since they were on since they were kids in Kid Row. A lot started doing drugs throughout the day. It is crazy. I have more hatred towards the gangbangers than I do for the homeless. Yeah, in Giovanni, right? At a certain point, okay, I don't know if they're necessarily making choices anymore. I guess that's my distaste or hatred for it. There are people out there that are making these choices, and I would completely agree with you. Dude, I would completely agree with you, right? You get these gangs out there that are doing terrible things, and I know nobody wants to think about it, but dude, cops versus gangs, right? Cops got to be a bigger gang to take care of the gangs. Problem is, they got to follow rules. Okay, these idiots don't follow rules. So, yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from, man, because some of these people are so bound and like so far off from being able to make like human decisions. They're so far removed from, oh, what's the hierarchy of needs that you learn about in psychology class? You know, the hierarchy of needs, like shelter is literally one of your first things, and then you can finally reach self-actualization and all that crap. Some of these people are so far removed, man, from what it means to be a human that I don't even think they make human decisions anymore. They're just kind of existing, and they're bound to the drugs that they end up in and bound to the decision. So, like, I completely get it in terms of or putting it in terms of, like, you know, some people are making bad decisions to make bad decisions. Some people are bound and unable to make any decision. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to me. Side note, I haven't had a cigarette in like 60 days and haven't had the devil's lettuce in like 3 weeks. Side note, Chris, man, turn that 60-day streak into the rest of your life. Just do it. Just do it. It's not only going to save you so much time, okay, literally like years on your life. It's not only going to give you so many years back on your life, man. You're going to be much healthier. It's a lot of money that people spend on cigarettes. So turn that 60-day streak into something. And Chris, you can count it every day in here if you want, too. If you want to be held accountable, count it every day in here if you want. Start 60 days. Tomorrow's 61. Turn that 60 days into... You broke the habit, by the way. You brought 60 days. You definitely broke the habit. Just to let you know. So now if you go back, it's your choice. But you definitely broke the habit. Habit with 60 days. Mace, the 70 to 80-year-olds come to the hospital hooked on fentanyl. That is like... Yeah, Emoji, I'm sure you, man, I wasn't even thinking about you. I'm sure you have a completely different look at it too, man, because being in a hospital like that, people probably come, you know, essentially begging for help too, and I can't get it sometime, man. Send the gangbangers to Alcatraz. Gen G, I would love to see that. Felt the same way until I talked to him. Most are mentally screwed now. We have to, exactly. And Giovanni... I know that's part of my problem is that I have like no personal connection or no personal relation or never talked essentially to anybody like that. So I understand that that's my lack in understanding or my lack in compassion right there. But like I don't know how to, I'm not going to go to Skid Row anytime soon and talk to him. So I don't know how to handle that, man. That's why we need dudes like you that understand it. Let's see. Genji, it's really not as bad for me as I thought. Yeah, I still sometimes want one, but it's more of an emotional fear people build up in their head. Yeah, Chris, dude, I'm telling you, 100% for a fact, though, you broke the habit at 60 days. I think it only takes like 13 or 14 days to create a habit, like to start a habit, and maybe like 3 or 4 weeks or something to break the habit, but you definitely broke it by now. So it's a choice for you now. Sure, you will absolutely want one. You're going to crave one, whatever. But you broke the habit, dude. And it's just your choice now to go back. Then I made 60 days. Longest one was 7 months. And it took one bad day for me to start smoking again. And I've tried quitting 11 times. Dude, it's tough, man. It is tough. I've been smoking almost 30 years. My God. Genji, 30 years. All it takes is one decision, and then you're good. Start that streak today. Wife spends $500 a month on cigarettes. Dude, I have tried to do the math before. Some people, they smoke a pack a day or 2 packs a day or something. It is a lot of money, man. It is very expensive to do that. Like, it's a lot. Someone told me that helped. You'll quit when you're ready. You just got to get yourself ready. Dude, I mean, if you made it 60 days, dude, I think you are ready. I mean, I don't know. You can look up some stuff, Google it a little, Google it after the live stream. I mean, we're done with the live stream now. But Google it, see how long it takes to form a habit, see how long it takes to break a habit, and you've already broken the habit. So it's your choice now. And I know, I get it that there's going to be cravings and stuff like that. But Yeah, you've broken the habit, man. You'll be good. You made the choice. $10 a day approximately. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot when you break it down to $10 a day, but now all of a sudden, you know, you get a car payment. You get a car payment every month in cigarettes, which are completely a consumable, right? Big difference in spending $300 a day and going on, my God, dude, that's a $3,600 a year vacation. Travel internationally if you want every single year just on the cigarettes. So huge expense when you add it up. And I don't know, hopefully I'm not sitting here trying to like judge you guys or anything either. I'm just telling you, putting it into money perspective is like one of the first places my mind goes. But guys, it is one day I'll join you. That day is today, Gen G. Even if you've already had one, tomorrow's the first day for none. You've made it. We're not gonna hold you accountable if you don't want to be held accountable, Gen G. But if you want to tell us, you can tell us. Anyway, guys, get your name in the chat right now. We'll do some shout-outs. We will be back tomorrow. We got videos all day long today. Please watch them. The views are the lowest that they've ever been, and all of that stuff. It is hard to watch revenue decline and views decline and people not care anymore and all of that. So I do appreciate all you guys for being in here. Keep the chat going. Keep the chat awesome. Having a great afternoon. And congratulations on 60 days, Chris. We got shout-outs to Chris, man. Gary, enjoy your afternoon, man. We got J-Bones, baby. Gen G, Panda, Moji, Gorilla, Chris, Moji, J-Bones. Have a great one. Gen G, Panda, Gen G, J-Bones. We got Gen G, Giovanni, Moji, Gen G, Old Rounder. We got Gio, Chris, man, sucking on that broccoli milk. Panda, have a great one. Giovanni. We got Chris, J-Bones. All of you guys, you know what time it is. You want to say it with me, say it with me. Till the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day. If I can find this button.